What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here, girl. Yes, the verdict is in, and it seems like Puffy was only found guilty on 2 counts of prostitution. He was found not guilty on the RICO and not guilty on the sex trafficking. I don't know how it's not sex trafficking. Are they because they were? I don't know. I don't know. And it's so weird because it's like it's the thing about committing crimes and how the code of law is written to say if the person is guilty of this, even though the actions are like deplorable, horrendous, graphic, violent, it if it has to be within the law. If it says it's against the law or not against the law, why my lips look pucker? I look like I got some fillers on the top. The top lip was looking kind of plump. I think maybe it's just a lip do, but it was looking like a little plump, wasn't it? I don't know. Anyways, so I'm a little annoyed because I just know how laws are written and how whether or not a crime was committed against, according to the law doesn't mean the actions didn't happen, right? Like what we were talking about yesterday, Nelly and Snoop, right? And I said, Snoop never has been convicted of a crime. I didn't say he hasn't committed any crimes, girl. I said he hasn't been convicted of a crime. You have to watch the way people speak and the way the law works and the way that it's written. It's very, I don't know, it's like specifically obscure, right? It's specifically obscure, and you're like, this doesn't make sense because he did these things, but they're like, nope, even though he did them, he didn't break any laws. And the way that we have the laws written, that's how people get away with crime. And if you know the law and you can find loopholes, when they come out and say this is the law. If you ever served jury duty, you would know. They'll tell you this is what the law is. This is what he's been, this is how it aligns with the law. And you let us know that if this what he did aligns with the law or being out of order of the law, then you can find him guilty. But if you can't box him into this law, then you got to say not guilty. So it's not a matter of innocence, it's a matter of being not guilty or guilty. There is no innocence. You're not found innocent. Never. You're just found not guilty. Ain't no innocent. Girl, you ain't innocent. So I'm a little annoyed with the verdict. They said he'll be home in a couple of months. Give him your motherfucking address then. Let him come stay with you. I posted it on the community page this morning. Let's see what y'all have to say. Let me see if we have any comments here. Yes. All right. Shout out to CC Gemini, CC82 Gemini 27. Not surprised. I already told the family day one that he's not going to get off nicely. No real justice, in my opinion, will be served. Nobody really cares about women and children. It's pathetic. Right. And because men kind of are over the government, it's a patriarchy. So when men are over the government and men are over certain and writing laws and having laws put into place and in the books, a lot of them, it's like a way to get out of stuff. Like it's written so a way to get out of it. And if you don't know the law, the way to get around it. And then if you look at sentencing guidelines, after these persons have been convicted of the crimes, now they have to be sentenced. And now what are the sentencing guidelines? What does it say that you have to sentence this person? For a lot of our cases, rape cases, sexual assault cases, the sentencing guidelines are so low that men are not even staying in jail long enough to feel like they've been punished. And they're amongst each other. They're not really anywhere, like they love each other more than they love women. That's why they mistreat women the way they do. And then they end up in community with each other. Oh, what you do? Hit a woman? Oh, I hit a woman too. And they act like, it's crazy because they act like in jail that men who harm children are treated a specific way. And I don't believe that. I just don't believe that because the way that y'all mistreat women and children, it just to me doesn't match. Like I figure once you get in prison, if they find out you did something, I feel like if they find out if you did something to your own children, then you might be at risk because they might be like, how the fuck you do that? Like if you did some kind of essay on your own, like incest or something like that, maybe in jail they're gonna come after you. But just harming kids and women, they don't give a fuck. They don't. I don't know where my lighter is. They because they don't. Oh, it's right there. Because they don't. So let me get my tray. You see, I still have this ounce from the dispensary that I haven't even opened. I don't know where that vape went. I lost it. Crazy as hell. I don't know where it went. It might be in my. I think it might be in my pocket because when I was walking yesterday, I felt it in my pocket, so it might still be in there because I couldn't find it this morning. I couldn't find it this morning. So let's read some of the comments. Some more comments from you guys is how you guys feel about the situation. I'm telling you, I'm annoyed because I just know how like I always use George Zimmerman as like the perfect example, and it's like it's not so long ago that's like still in people's minds. Just because you're found out guilty of breaking the law does not mean the actions didn't happen. Trayvon Martin is still dead. He was killed by George Zimmerman. The law just said he didn't break any laws by killing him. But he's still dead. You still did that shit. Just under the code of law, right? You didn't break the law. It's the when I say the law is specifically obscure, it's like specific, but then it's like it's so much blurriness in it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I mean. I just victims will never come forward after this. There's literally a video of him dragging Cassie back to a freak off. I'm glad she was paid for her pain. Mind you, it took two trials before R. Kelly was put away. Oh, that's true. How can he be not found for? How can he be found not guilty for trafficking, but guilty of for prostitution? Because sex trafficking is going from state to state, that you're trafficking, right? You're moving across state lines. While this is the United States, each state is its own entity, right? Outside of the federal government, each state is its own entity. So I can go from one state to the next. The laws are different, right? You cannot take somebody over state lines. First, prostitution is already illegal. That's why I kept saying, like, I don't even know why we're in here talking about this, because prostitution is illegal, period. Full stop. That's that it was a no-brainer for prostitution, but I feel like for sex trafficking, um it is across state lines. That's it. Because sex trafficking to the feds was crossing state lines to perform sex acts. These people were seemingly in relationship and did what couples do: vacation and sex. If that's the case, most adults are sex trafficking. That's that's how they're, and that is why sex crimes are so hard, because sex is familiar. And with that familiarity, then it's like everything is obscure. I'm telling you, it's sad. It really is. It's really sad. It's really sad. Super annoyed, and it ain't even 11 a.m. Here goes my comment a second time. Thanks, you boob. I knew they never were really going to find him guilty. I believe this was all a show to keep us unfocused and entertained as what little bit of rights we have left are being stripped away. I don't believe it was all a show. I mean, the courtroom itself is like a show. It is. I'm not gonna even take that away from the girls. I need my ring. Um, and so yeah, it's the courtroom is to me, it's like it's theater. It is theater. I think all of this shit is theater, honestly. The politics, like it's like, okay, Okay, I'm trying not to get upset. It's like, why can't people do right by people? Why do you want the citizens of this country to live in a certain, like, what? Girl, the jury just wanted to go home and celebrate 4th of July and not have to come back Monday morning. I hate it here. I saw it coming. They overcharged. He has too much dirt on the elites, paid off everyone. They messed up putting Jane up there. It's crazy. This realm of hell is something else. Yeah, I saw it coming. They overcharged. The fact that he got not guilty verdict for sex trafficking, Cassie, is outrageous. Very disappointed. And that's why he makes them his girlfriends, right? It's your girlfriend. Y'all just a couple on vacation. I wonder how he feels about it. They're like, he's he's coming home in a few months. Okay, let's go to CNN. Jury can Sean Diddy Combs acquitted of most serious counts is the headline. It says mixed verdict. Jury in the Sean Diddy Combs federal criminal trial acquitted him of most of serious charges: racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking, but found him guilty on 2 counts of prostitution. I just, I when I tell you, I'm just so disgusted. I am. I really am. And I'm more disgusted at people celebrating that he was found not guilty on those charges. Like, you guys are sick. Fucks. You're sick in the head. You're sick. You're sick. You're sick. You're sick. And you use sex to feed your sickness. You motherfuckers are weird. And I promise you. He's coming home. He's not coming home to you. He should. He should knock on your door with his suitcases since you want him to be free so badly. I'm trying to keep my shoulders down and enjoy my coffee. Sentencing outlook. Combs could receive a prison sentence up to 20 years. The maximum is 10 years for each transportation count. If he had been convicted of all other counts, the 55-year-old could have faced life, up to life in prison. Possible interim release. The defense has asked that Combs be released while he awaits sentencing. A request of prosecution opposed. The judge said he'll make a decision after sides submit formal arguments at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. After the verdict, Combs faced the courtroom gallery and clapped, and his families and friends erupted into applause. The case proved that change is long overdue. Cassie Ventura paved the way for a jury to find Sean Combs guilty on some counts against him, her lawyer, Doug Wigdor, said in a statement. This criminal process started when our client, Cassie Ventura, had the courage to file her civil complaint in November 2023. Although the jury did not find Combs guilty of sex trafficking, Cassie, beyond a reasonable doubt, she paved the way for the jury to find him guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. He continued by coming forward with her experience. Cassie has left an indelible mark on both the entertainment industry and the fight for justice. Exemplary courage throughout this trial and brought attention to the realities of powerful men in our orbit and the misconduct that has persisted for decades without repercussion, for generations without repercussion. After the verdict, he faced a courtroom gallery and clapped before he was let out of the courtroom by marshals. Sean Combs knelt down in front of his chair and bowed his head like he was praying. Combs' attorney all exchanged hugs as the gallery cheered to continue to cheer for them. The only people that I understand clapping are his family. Anybody else, the gallery. Y'all want him? I just don't understand it. And to me, it angers me because I think about superheroes. I think about superheroes and I think about the villains in the superhero stories. Why are you on the side of the villain in the story? Like, what is it? Ask yourself, why do you always go for the villain? See, this victim, this perpetual victimhood that that we're socialized to assign to black men, and they're always the victim and the law is always not on their side, and they're always going to be the target of some scheme that Todd and Phaedra set up to come to us with the bullshit. So there's this thing that every time they are being held accountable under a code of law, everybody's triggered to be like, oh my God, the law is not for the black man and all this stuff. You know what the people do, right? And so then you cheer because in 1952, a black man was tried by all white men and went to jail. So everybody keeps thinking about those kind of things, and I feel like it is a way for black men to maneuver through a criminal element, and people still support them. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel because every time it's somebody's evoking some history about how trials and juries were set up, and how people were, often found guilty that weren't even there, didn't even commit a goddamn crime, didn't do nothing, wasn't even there, bitch. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that social that what is it called? It's like it's a result of that. I don't know what to say. Y'all can tell me what's it's like the result of that has people like cheering for the bad guy, cheering for the bad guy. And it's just really unfortunate. Ugh, I'm really annoyed. I am. Y'all let me know how you feel about it. He said, "Thank you. I love you, mom. I love you. I love you. I love you." And the wildest part is, if you are a woman out there, I hope you don't seek partnership with him when he's out of jail. I hope you don't. Because if you haven't noticed, whether he's been found guilty of a crime, he abuses every woman he comes in contact with. And if I were his daughters, I would want nothing to do with it. If I found out my father was doing things that girl, first of all, before the fucking verdict was out, I would have been down to the courthouse changing my name. Girl, what? Never. I wouldn't want to be associated with that. Nothing. I don't want to be associated with that. Nope, not at all. I'm moving away, going away. I don't know where I'm going to go, but I'm just going to live off my mother's life insurance policy because I don't need this man's money. If I found out my father, what would y'all do if y'all found out your father was doing what Puffy was doing? What would you do? Like, some of us get mad at our fathers when we get older and we find out our fathers were mistreated our mothers, like just in a standard domestic violence. But this level of violence against women and harm and degradation and humiliation and sex slavery, like, come on. I would be mortified, disgusted, and appalled if my father was Sean Combs. And the fact that there are pockets of people who are in support of him, men, I knew it. There are so many men happy because we know that men operate from like a pimp owner. I own these women. I'm a pimp. I'm pimping these women. I'm having them doing all kinds of crazy sex acts, taking drugs, doing this, hanging from the chandeliers, doing all these things. Men honor that. Some men are so low down in the gutter that they honor that. They praise that. They support that. They encourage that behavior. That's why they, I just I wish I wish that I could have died a virgin. Like I wish would never come in contact. I just think about men and how they cheering him on. It's just like, ugh, y'all watch on social media the men around you who are in support of this and who are like rejoicing in this verdict. Watch them. The women, get them out of here. The men, watch them. That's why sex crimes are so like insidious, because it's like that familiarity. It's just like, oh, you were just a couple on vacation. Mm-mm. No me gusta. After Combs left the courtroom, the family section started chanting "Dream Team" to the lawyers, who slapped each other on the back and embraced. Defense attorney Tini Garagos hugged members of Combs' family with tears rolling down her cheeks. Mr. Combs has been given his life by this jury, defense attorney said to the judge. In discussing a motion to release Diddy from custody on Wednesday, defense attorney Mark Agnifilo told Judge Arun Subramanian that Diddy was looking at potentially spending the rest of his life in prison, but was acquitted of those charges. Mr. Combs has been given his life by this jury, he said. Agnifilo said Combs would be nothing short of a fool if he violated any condition by the court if he was released. He treasures, I assure you, the opportunity that he has been given, and he will not run afoul or of anything his court imposes on him. When I tell you, if they let him out, he's gone. He's out of here. I'm telling you, and not before he harms some people on the way out of here. Judge says he'll make a decision on Combs' possible release after the lawyers submit letters at 1 p.m. Prosecution intends to seek incarceration. 20 years. Yeah, if he does at least, if he, like, they're not going to give him 20 years. I just don't see that. He might do, girl, they might give him time served. He might do 3 years and 7 years probation or some shit like that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me go back to your comments on not Instagram. What is this called? Uh YouTube. Girl. All right, let's see. Let me look at the newest comments. What time is it? Okay. Typical. This country doesn't give a fuck about children and women. So disappointed. Should have been guilty on all counts. This verdict is absolutely disgusting. May the victims find peace and healing. Did he find himself in a basement of hell in gasoline draws? America is a shithole country. The way people treat each other and amplify celebrity is insane. I saw this coming. This is some foul and sick shit. I'm too through with this whole system. Blame Trump. He got away with all his charges. And if I said colorism and massage noir shaped how the prosecution approached this matter and in part led to the trash verdict we have today, this is absurd. I'm feeling for Cassie after everything she endured at the hands of this monster. If this doesn't radicalize you, okay, I'm pissed the fuck off. It doesn't even make any sense. I fucking despise this country and the people in it. Yeah, it's just musty. It really is. It's just musty. And the things that are like, rewarded or no consequence at all from it. And it's like, I don't know. I'm really annoyed by it. Let's read some of the comments down to the blogs. Let's see what the blogs have. Let's see. Let's go to Hollywood Unlocked because we know Jason stays on. Oh, boys. Hollywood Unlocked. All right. Breaking: Diddy has been found not guilty of sex trafficking and racketeering, convicted of a prostitution offense. So there's 1,000 comments already. Let's go. 4th of July party, all white party going up. Take that. Free Diddy. Hamptons, here we come. This is Joe exclusive. I remember Joe from back in the day. He styled Eve for a few minutes. Y'all know who Joe exclusive is. He used to be at the clubs all the time. He said, yay. He said he's ready for a party. The jury went off evidence, not emotions. We saw the video, all of us. Women deserve better. This is a shit show. This is a man that says that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but all of this did was put his freak file on display. We didn't get no RICO, no major trafficking conviction, just a couple of guilty counts tied to his bedroom decisions. This trial felt more like a public takedown than a legal one. This was the correct verdict based on the evidence. This man needs to really thank God as he continues to address his demons. Look at God. The feds really played with that man's life. And you believe that God is in favor of him? You really truly believe that God's favor is over Puffy? So they just wanted to expose him. He gonna have another freak off to celebrate. That's time served. His image is shot to hell, though. We know things about this man we never wanted to know. I wouldn't speak on nobody except my mom, children, and dare I say Kanye. Y'all keep screaming free R. Kelly like he didn't piss and fuck on children. If the Nickelodeon producer is free, Diddy can be free too. Girl, they both need to be in jail. What? I feel sorry for this country. He's going to start where he stopped. Y'all are unwell and always comparing white wrong to black wrong when they should never be the standard we hold our community to. I hate that. I agree with that. I really feel like black there's groups of black people who align their standards with what white people are able to get away with. And if you look at human history, white people have killed and been the most violent group of people in human history. That is a fact. That's not emotions, that's a fact. They have killed more people per capita in human history, all on the illusion that their light skin is that makes them superior. All of this shit, all of the shit that we're going through. And then not only the white, it's the man, the patriarchy, the white man. And the standards that y'all say, well, he was able to get away with it. So Puffy should be able to get away with it. No, nobody should be able to get away with harming people, women, children, men. He harmed women, children, men. He has all these civil cases too going on. I really thought they were going to get, because if you're paying for stuff with your company, to me, that's RICO. Like, you're using your business to fund these things. Like, that's where your money is coming from, your resources. That's why you're able to do the things that you're doing, because you're using Bad Boy Entertainment. I was like, that's RICO. As soon as they were like, oh, it's on a Bad Boy Entertainment card or whatever. Hold on. Did my alarm go off while we were talking? Baby, come pick up your clothes. I have them folded. Yes, come on, Kalani. Let's go back to some of the comments. I'm not comparing anyone's color here, but their actions. What's the difference? The other one did it with the children of different ages, and Diddy did it with women. Both were wrong, because only one should go to jail. Because you love rapists to be free. Diddy did it with children too. I wish I would call him Puff. Diddy, I don't know. I go back and forth, but you could tell what era you were raised in by what name you refer to him. I only call him Diddy or use a Diddy hashtag because that's what people are calling him now. But he's all like Puff, Puffy, Puff. Maybe P Diddy, but it's always Puff. You can tell the era of the when people refer to his whatever name they refer to him. You can tell when his impact imprinted that person. Terrible. That's sad. Most expensive prostitution case in history. Shouldn't Cassie and Jane also be charged with prostitution? Oh, I'm glad I can thumbs down. Comments did not pass the vibe check. Time served going home. His image is destroyed. No, y'all love him even more. To keep it simple, a large majority of people, including people on the jury, believe that these adults were willing participants in most acts perpetrated by Puff. They had a better chance going after a domestic violence charge. Huge L for the prosecutors. Cassie isn't innocent, so of course he ain't guilty on her part. And then there'd be sex workers talking this crazy shit. Like, girl, you're a weirdo. Can you imagine the party when he gets out? He's gonna be pissed when he sees the memes we made. Time served, and they just want to air everyone out. The whole ordeal was sad for all parties, especially the children. I see many of y'all are too emotional and didn't follow the facts of the case. The prosecution did a piss poor job approving any of the things he was charged with. He really ain't guilty of that either, but they had to give him something. They didn't have to give him anything. They just wanted to embarrass him. Big Frico is not a Rico. The I knew the Rico wasn't going to stick, but no assault or battery, crazy. Man, free R. Kelly if that's the case. And you know what? I'm looking at these accounts. Every single account, every when I tell you every single account is private, every single account I've clicked on is private. Hold on a second. Let me make this. Every account, private, private, private. I and the irony is the people who are against him, their pages are public. This is so heartbreaking for the victims. Public page. What a joke. Private page. Faceless auntie. Karma is still coming for him. He's not innocent. He has destroyed a lot of people's lives. Public page. Hold on. These might be bots, y'all. Diddy, nobody's touching you with a 10-foot pole. Go home and enjoy life the right way. No post. Account is private. One post, 3 followers. I believe he is guilty of what he's accused of. The state didn't lay a good enough case. But y'all got R. Kelly in jail, but saying Diddy is not guilty. And this is a woman. December baby 1. And it's like the page won't load. When you go to the people's page, the page is not loading. And it says can't load post. I think that these are bots, honestly. Here's another one. A Frico is not a Rico. These pages, none of these pages are loading. And I'm not even I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi. He's still facing 20 years on 2 counts. He was convicted. Each carry 10 years. Gina loves plants. People clapping. How horrible. He used Bad Boy Productions to pay off people. These comments are suspect, boy. Shout out to Charles. He's in the comments. He said, baby, I would never trust my life or fate in the hands of the community. What a joke it is. Because this person said, look at God. The feds really played in that man's life. I said, and you believe that God is in favor of him? You truly believe that God's favor is over Puff? Like whatever your mind's eye tell you that God is, you believe that based on God and what God represents, you believe that God's favor is over Puff?
It was gone. Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really.
I said they are the most disgusting, pathetic, deplorable, gutter group of high-minded people, and I'm glad I'm not in community with none of these degenerates. Anybody I'm in community with is not rejoicing in this verdict. My package is out for delivery. What is it? Anyway, so yeah, I'm not happy with it. So I'm gonna go now with this video. Y'all let me know. Get down in the comments, sound off. Tell me how you feel about the verdict. Legal Eagles, get down in there. Let me know what you think about the verdict. Um, that's, I mean, it is what it is. You can't, what can you do? What can you do? Maybe look at those laws and see how they're written and see if there could be some changes to the law to make sure that when somebody does what he does, there's something in the law now that says, oh no, we need to change the law because what he's doing, we can't not let anybody keep doing that. Men doing that and getting away with harming women and then being like, well, she's my girlfriend. Like literally, there are so many men who proposition women that they're in relationships with to do things sexually. We live in a society where a woman is told you better please your man or he's going to go find it somewhere else. So there's a lot of women who do sex acts for their partners to make their partners happy, whether they like it or not. And stuff like that should be against the law. It should be against the law. But that line is blurred because it's like, oh, you're just having a good time with your partner and another person or however many other people or whatever y'all are doing. But literally you're doing something, you're being coerced to do something in order to please somebody else, something that you don't even want to do. There are so many thousands, millions of women out there who have done something sexual for their husbands that they did not want to do, their boyfriends, husbands, partners, whoever. And you're doing it to please them. You know how many women are going to be fucking women over the weekend to please a man because they have been taught that you better please your man or he's going to leave you? You better do it. Girl, you better do it. He wants to do what? He wants to have a threesome? He wants you to be tied up? Are you going to do it? Well, girl, I got to keep that man. He's a good man. He's a good man. Now you at work picking pubic hairs out your motherfucking teeth on Monday. Girl, what you do over the weekend? Nothing. You sure? Yeah, I didn't do nothing. And you was over there. I don't like it. I don't like it. But that's real. That is real. And because this system that we're in, women are taught that. And so women will do something sexual to keep their husbands, to keep their relationships together. That should be that should be against the law. You're doing something you don't really want to do, and you do it to please somebody else. And now you got Deidre's pussy on your lips from over the weekend. Her pubic hairs in your teeth from over the weekend, girl. I gotta go. Y'all let me know what you think. Sound off in the comments. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Oh, I don't know what else to say. I don't. Peace.